What's good, everybody? Welcome back to the Cloud Slayer channel. Hope you guys are doing well. Today we got another Monday Ramble. Hope everybody had a great weekend. You know, holidays are fast approaching. Well, more holidays, I suppose. Last one was just Turkey Day, right? Hopefully you got your trees up if you celebrate Christmas. If you don't celebrate Christmas, and then I guess you ain't really got to worry about it. But hopefully you stay safe. It's getting cold. We already got a butt ton more snow than we did last year. Not that much snow. I mean, I've seen more around this time, but hopefully it's we don't get like a lot, but because it seems like the terrible drivers always come out when it's snowing real bad. We did get a lot of rain, made the roads really slippery and things like that, but you can't predict the Mother Nature. You can never contain it. You can never, like I said, you can't predict it. Last year, we hardly had an inch of snow to this point. It was almost like 4 days before the year ended is when it finally snowed, when we finally got a big snowfall. So, then it started free falling a little bit for us. Then we finally I think we got like 6 inches altogether, 8 inches around here. That's probably like the lowest amount of snow I've ever seen in my life, especially around here. But it is what it is. Glad the summer wasn't as bad. Glad we had a lot more rain than we had seen for this area in, I'd say, about 2-3 years at least. Before that, it always seemed like it was rainy or had the perfect amount of snow and stuff like that. So global changes, global warming. I don't know. I'll let you be the judge of that, I suppose. But as we approach these things like that, sometimes we can feel pressured, right? We can feel pressured that we have to, buy gifts. We have to do certain things for people. If you do celebrate these holidays, that you have to buy Christmas gifts. That you gotta do this, that, or another thing. In all reality, you don't have to. You don't have to do those things. But if people celebrate it with you and do nice things for you, then you should try to partake in it. You should try to do something nice for them as well, right? And it doesn't have to be buying gifts. It could be helping them shovel their driveway, helping them do something that they needed help with, right? Or you could bake cookies or something a lot less expensive, but it takes a little bit of your time to prepare for, right? And do things for maybe other people, those ones that you appreciate, and things like that. So sure, it takes up a little bit of time, but the payoff might be a lot better than what you think it would be, right? Not just because you gave somebody something, because you did a good deed for the year at the end of the year, right? Or anything like that. But sometimes it may help you feel that you can accomplish things if you don't normally make cookies, that you don't normally make Christmas cards, that you don't normally do little arts and crafts, especially if you got like little ones that you can create a project with them to get these things done for other family members, grandma, grandpa, whatever, whatever the case may be, other siblings, other your brothers and sisters, their cousins, their whatever, and it creates a bonding experience, right? If you can use that time to do those things with them. We just had some little arts and craft thing we had to do for school, and we made it mostly with glue, glitter glue, and we had to wait for the little balls of glue to dry up on the thing, but we end up painting the glue. It It was the invisible glue, the clear glue, and we waited for it to dry, painted those up, and those were the ornaments on the Christmas tree, which was pretty cool. And it teaches kids to be a little more creative, and do cool things that look awesome, but are simple and not overly complicated, right? Coming up with little simple tricks to do stuff is, it's awesome. It helps them think of outside of the box per se, right? They don't have to use other things for it. You can use multiple different things. You ain't got colored paper, but you got paint, and clear glue. You just, harden the glue and paint the glue, You don't have to cut little circles because because you don't have any construction paper that is that color, right? And it's pretty cool. I wouldn't have thought of that when I was a kid. We're not all lucky enough to do that type of stuff with loved ones and stuff like that. Sometimes in school, we're lucky to have schools where schools are doing that with kids, right? I don't know about all schools, but I know I've done a bunch of arts and crafts stuff with people at school and things like that. And going into the future, man, next week we got some plans. Next weekend we're gonna put our Christmas tree up late, but that's our choice, and things like that. And we got a gingerbread house that we're going to put together. We got all the supplies for it this past weekend, and I'm gonna put it up and stuff next week. Just in case we forgot anything, we just have to do that. So we're gonna do like gingerbread house stuff for our little family, right? It's gonna be freaking awesome. Hopefully it's gonna be awesome, right? You should be, right? You're doing bonding stuff, but if something doesn't go your way, try not to get so mad about it, right? There's some people that they get mad when not every little thing goes their way. I'm not one of those people, but if that's you out there, then remember that nothing's perfect, right? And don't turn a fun time into a bad time, and I'm not saying everybody's like that. I'm not saying that anybody's like that, but I guess we all have that one family member that's kind of like a party pooper. You're like, oh, there they go, going off again or something. So, but that toxicity does live out there, and sometimes you gotta bring them back to reality, bring them back to life, and be like, hey, this is supposed to be a good time or something. It's hard to get through sometimes when that thing, that toxicity wants to get through, right? It could be within yourself, it could be within others, it could be one of the most dearest people close to you. Why? Stresses of life and things like that could get to you, especially around Christmas time, especially around times when you're supposed to be relaxing and having a good time, right? It's easy to fall into those trends and things like that. And, what better thing to do than to help somebody be a little bit more positive closer to the holidays and not be as grumpy or things like that. Maybe they need to talk about something. Maybe they have to get things off their chest or something. Perfect time for it. Perfect time to help pull off those pressures and stuff like that. Some people, they don't need gifts or anything like that. They just need to talk, right? They just need to offload a little bit onto the people that they trust. That can mean a million gifts to one person, right? Within themselves. So not everything's solved by things that you think is solved that way, right? Just like the ornament thing for painting a little Christmas tree for the gifts, right? You gotta almost think outside the box, and you gotta be considerate in many other ways, stuff like that. But we got down to the lakefront by Paul and Babe in Bemidji, and we got to see those cool trees. usually we get down there for the lighting of the Christmas tree last few years, and we didn't get to go this past year because we were out of town when they did it, and things like that. But nonetheless, it's very beautiful scenery and things like that. So, if you got really cool Christmas lights near you and you got excited kids that want to see it, there's no perfect better time to do it than right before the holidays and things like that. You can even go sledding at night, all those lights are out, and there's a big steep hill over there. You can go sledding or just slide it, put them in their snow pants and go sliding down the hill or something. So that's a fun activity. Stress reliever, and get the kids tired for an early night sleep or something, have them go sledding for a couple hours. That'll poop me out. It pooped me out watching kids do it. And I'm like, I don't know how I did it when I was a kid, right? We seem to have a whole different energy level than we do now. Now it's like I take a few thousand steps a day, and then I'm tired, I'm sleepy, stuff like that. So, yeah. But anyways, I hope everybody has a great week this week, and stay away from those freaking negative thoughts, those negative things, those pressures of everyday life that can make us toxic, right? And think about some of those good things that are in life, and maybe some good things that we can bring into the life of the ones that we care for, right? And maybe do little fun activities and things like that, especially if you got little ones, you got kids, you got, nephews and nieces or whatever, and things like that. And just because you don't have kids doesn't mean that you can't bond with, some siblings' kids or something. Doesn't mean any of that, And if you want to be active in those lives of, the loved ones that are growing up and are going to be leading the next wave of adults, and help them out, and that, maybe help inspire creativity for them and wanting them to be more productive as human beings and as adults and things like that. So, they're inspired by those around them and things like that. And, not all kids are able to see or grow up around those that care for them, that want to see the best in them, that teach them a lot of things, right? Not everybody's lucky and blessed enough to have that in their lives growing up, but it's not like they can't change it when they get older. Of course they can, but sometimes, they might not be able to because they're, they go down a rabbit hole of feeling bad for themselves or something, and if you want to be the one that inspires the change in that and help show them that life's not like that, not completely anyways, and that, no matter what they're dealt in life, that they can change it, that they can do something about it when given the opportunity to do so. That there's people in their lives that do know how to do things, that they might just have to simply ask. There's one thing that I had a hard time with growing up is asking. Sometimes you just got to ask, and sometimes some people just don't know how to ask. They didn't grow up even asking simple questions to help them, for whatever reason, even like as you're a part of a workforce, people don't like to ask questions, right? They think that's a bad thing. They think that their boss or something is gonna discipline them or something, or their superior worker or something, like the one that's been there longer is gonna snitch on them or something. But the reality is they want to help you too. Nobody wants to see other people fail, and when asked the question on how to do their jobs or something, or anything else in life, they'll want to help you too. Granted, albeit not everybody will are willing to do it. Some people are just too busy with their own thing and stuff like that. Oh well, move on. Move on to the next person. Ask them help. We're all gonna face failures at times in some of these situations. So, you know, sometimes it's about asking the right person that question, right? You might come across people that aren't gonna be willing to help or something. You know, that's going to happen. That's life. That's life for us all. Maybe you got to ask in a different way. Never know. I've come in many situations where, they're like, oh, this person doesn't help. You might want to avoid them. They don't want to ask. And then I'd ask them and the help, and they'll be like, that person never helps anybody. But there's other people where they're like considered like nice people or whatever, and you know, I'll ask them, and maybe they're too busy. Maybe they, just don't want to. I don't know. It happens, right? Yeah. Maybe they just don't like me because I'm a douche or something. I don't know. That's a possibility, right? We're not all perfect like we think we are in our own heads, in our own worlds and things like that. But, and then we're like, why does that guy not like you? That guy's the nicest dude or something. And you're like, I don't know. I just don't know. Simply don't know. If I had $1 for every time somebody didn't like me for reasons I don't know, I'd be pretty wealthy, right? I'd have at least $100 more than I have now. But it could be just that they thought you looked at them wrong or something. That maybe you didn't give them an adequate question or answer to one of their questions or something. It's a possibility. It might be something that you totally forgot about. And you can't appease everybody, and you're not going to make everybody happy in this world or the next world or whatever world, whatever you believe in. And, that's okay too, because, nobody can do that. Nobody is able to make everybody happy, that make them like them or anything like that. And you shouldn't want to make everybody like you anyways. It's impossible. Impossible. No matter what, somebody's going to dislike you for some reason. But you got to accept that and be okay with that, and you're not going to change yourself to accommodate other people, and nor should you. Nobody should ever do that, right? And sometimes some people just don't like everybody, Some people just don't like humans in general. They don't like other people, and that's okay too. That's their right, I guess, and things like that. So some days I don't like communicating to anybody neither. I just want to be left alone and things like that too. So it's understandable. But anyways, this has been a Monday Ramble. I hope you guys have a great weekend. If I don't see you in the holidays, I hope you have a great one. If you enjoy this content, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. Till next time, guys. Peace.